All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're talking about one of the biggest fights in entertainment right now, a war for the future of our digital lives. This is Roblox versus Fortnite. But listen, forget everything you think you know about the Metaverse. This isn't about some clunky VR headset or a boring corporate presentation. No, the real Metaverse is already here, and it is a flat-out war for what our digital world is going to look like. The first shots have already been fired. So what are they even fighting over? Well, the way to think about the Metaverse is like this. It's not a game you can win. It's this massive network of shared 3D virtual worlds that are always on. The whole point isn't to get a victory royale. It's to hang out, build stuff, and just explore. It's basically the next version of the internet, but built inside a game engine.
And that brings us to our first contender. This is the argument for a top-down, professionally built metaverse. A polished, perfect universe, carefully crafted by the pros.
And they are putting some serious cash behind this vision. I mean, the scale is just mind-blowing. Epic Games, the creators of Fortnite, have raised over $1 billion with a B to build this thing out, including a huge $200 million check from Sony.
And what does $1 billion buy you? Well, it builds a fortress of polish. We're not just talking about the Battle Royale game anymore. We're talking completely new games inside Fortnite, like Lego Fortnite, Rocket Racing, and Fortnite Festival. This is a world of blockbuster crossovers with Marvel and Star Wars, and massive virtual concerts with people like Eminem and Travis Scott. It's a premium, high-quality, curated experience.
And this quote right here, it perfectly sums up their entire philosophy. The whole Fortnite vision is that the game is at its absolute best when the professional developers are in charge, not the kids playing it. It's all about quality control, a guided, perfect experience.
But then you have the total opposite argument. Act 2. Roblox, the Chaotic Empire. This is the case for a metaverse built from the bottom up, one that's completely driven by its users. And its core idea is so simple, it's almost punk rock. This is the anarchist's argument. Who cares about fancy, realistic graphics when you have absolute total freedom to create and play literally anything you can imagine? And you know what that freedom has built? A community so huge it's hard to wrap your head around. And look, this number isn't monthly users, it's daily. On any given day, Roblox has 55 million people logging on. The scale is just insane, and it's all built on pure creativity from its players. And here's the real difference. Roblox isn't just one game. It's a true user-generated content empire. Teenagers are literally becoming millionaires on this platform by coding millions of weird, wonderful, and sometimes just plain bizarre minigames. It's the Wild West compared to Fortnite's shiny corporate theme park. So you've got these two totally opposite giants, right? The polished universe versus the chaotic empire. And for years, they just kind of did their own thing. But that all changed with what you can only call an invasion. And it all started with this thing called Brainrot. It's a viral meme trend that just took over TikTok. It came from these super bizarre AI-generated videos with weird, nonsensical Italian phrases. Think stuff like bombardiero coccodillo. It makes no sense, it's total chaos, and it's the perfect fuel for a platform like Roblox.
So, of course, a Roblox developer turns this meme into a game called Steal a Brain Rod. And it became a global phenomenon. At its peak, it had over 21.4 million people playing at the exact same time. To put that into perspective, that absolutely shattered Fortnite's own record of 15.3 million from their huge Galactus event.
And then the invasion began. And it happened fast. On July 5th, a former esports player named Ferens basically made a direct clone of the Roblox game, but inside Fortnite. By the very next day, it had 50,000 players. A few weeks later, a live event blew that up to 166,000. But it was on August 30th that the Carnival event made history.
And this is the moment everything changed. Just look at this chart. On August 30th, that Steal the Brainrot clone peaked at over 400,000 people playing at once. And at that exact moment, it had more players than Fortnite's own main mode, Battle Royale. A user-made clone had just dethroned the king in his own castle.
You cannot overstate how big of a deal this was. For the first time in the game's 8-year history, a map made by one person had more players than the official multi-million-dollar Battle Royale mode. It had never happened before.
So, how did Epic Games react to this? I mean, this was a hostile takeover, right? Did they shut it down, sue the creator? Nope. They promoted it. They actually went on social media, congratulated the creator, and encouraged more people to play the Roblox clone. As you can imagine, their hardcore fans, well, they had a complete meltdown.
Which brings us to where we are now, the aftermath. This whole thing has completely changed the game. So you gotta ask, who is actually winning this war for the metaverse?
Because what you have now are two completely different philosophies at war on the same platform. On one side, you've got Epic's corporate polish, Lego Fortnite, rocket racing, all that good stuff. And on the other, you have the absolute freedom of player-made chaos, Steal the Brainrot, Skibidi Toilet Tycoons, and Obama box fights. The polished world and the Wild West are now direct competitors for your time.
And if you look at the evidence, it really seems like the Wild West is winning. People are calling it the Robloxification of Fortnite. Epic is now giving a massive 40% of its net revenue to the people making maps. A lawsuit even confirmed that the creators, not Epic, legally own their stuff. They're even adding in-game purchases for these user-made maps. This isn't just a small change, it's a massive shift to copy the exact user-driven chaos that made Roblox a monster.
So here's the most important takeaway. This user-generated chaos, this whole Roblox philosophy, is now forcing Epic Games to compete for your attention on its own platform. The invasion isn't just surviving, it's thriving. And it's making Fortnite's polished corporate side have to work even harder just to stay relevant.
And what all this really means is that the old Fortnite, the game that was just about Battle Royale, well, it might be gone for good. It's turned into something totally new, a true battleground, not just of players, but of competing ideas about what a digital world is supposed to be.
Which leaves us with this one central question. After all of this chaos, who's actually winning the metaverse war? Is it the corporate vision of Epic Games, with all their money and polished perfection? Or is it the chaotic, unpredictable, absolute freedom of the community?